very happy day and a very warm welcome to the M.O.P classroom. I am Dr. B. Sahana from the Department of English. Today I am going to talk on the topic descriptive essay. So a descriptive essay is basically describing any particular topic in detail. So you can describe a person, a place, an animal or a thing or a situation or even a particular scene in a very elaborate manner. And the purpose of writing a descriptive essay is to create a sensory image in the minds of the readers. So when you write a descriptive essay, you are supposed to record even the minutest of the minutest details while writing the essay. It shows rather than tells. So what do you mean by the term called shows rather than tells? So when you write a descriptive essay, you are supposed to invoke the sensory images of the topic by bringing in the readers to travel alongside your writing. Descriptive writing, every line you are supposed to pay the keenest attention to every detail. For example, when you write a descriptive essay, you are supposed to write using vivid verbs and precise adjectives. When I say vivid verbs and precise adjectives, so for example, when you say, I took a walk down the lane. So instead of saying, I took a walk down the lane, you can just mention, I took a stroll down the lane, which will add more vivid imagery in the minds of the readers. Include multiple senses. So the 5 senses includes the sight, touch, hearing, taste and smell. When a reader is going through the essay, the reader should travel along with the writer. So only then it will create a vivid image in the minds of the readers. Use figurative language like metaphors, personification, idioms, etc. Every detail should be brought in using metaphors, personification and idioms. So when you write a descriptive essay, use a lot of metaphors, use a lot of personification in order to personify an object and not just mention it as an object. You are supposed to personify the object and also use a lot of idioms. Idioms like it rained cats and dogs. So instead of just saying it rained heavily or it poured heavily, you can mention it as it rained cats and dogs. And the organization of the descriptive essay should be in a chronological order. The introduction should be there, the topic sentence should be there, followed by the brief introduction, followed by every sensory image in each paragraph. So for smell, you are supposed to use one paragraph. For taste, you are supposed to use one paragraph. So similarly, the sensory images should be used in different paragraphs in order to make it more interesting and make it more, the audience should have an emotional connect while reading through the article. The difference between show and tell. So when I say I just grew tired after one class, this is just showing. But rather, if I just say, I leaned back and rested my head on the chair and my eyes gradually closed down, that's to tell. So you will have to have that emotional connect and you will have to be extremely recording even the minutest detail in order to make it more elaborate, in order to make it more interesting for the readers. When describing their descriptive essay, focus on one thing or one person or one event or a place. Instead of describing everything together, everything has to be described in each paragraph. So instead of just describing the events happening together in just one single paragraph, you are supposed to divide it into various paragraphs so that the essay will be more elaborate or the readers will find it more interesting, and you need to pick the interest of the readers while writing a descriptive essay or descriptive article. And describe one thing, purpose of the topic sentence is more important, as in the first topic sentence. For example, if I say my movie experience, that's your topic sentence. All the other details you are going to give below will be your supporting sentence. So for example, when I say my movie experience, I went to a movie, I watched a movie and I came back. This will not pick the interest of the readers. But instead, if you say, I went to the movie, while I was traveling to the movie theatre, I saw all these things happening on either side of my cab and all those details. And while entering the movie theatre, there was a huge crowd. And after I entered the movie theatre, people were hooting, people were clapping for a superstar movie. So that's going to create, every detail should be recorded in order to invoke narrator's explanation in detail. So for example, when I'm describing a popcorn, if I just say I'm describing a popcorn is a popcorn. When you bring in the 5 elements, that is the 5 sensory images of taste, smell, sound, sight and feel. So when I say the taste was salty, warm, buttery, and when I say the smell was delicious, salty, and when I say the sight was white and yellow in color, and the sound was crunchy and poppy, and the feel was melty, warm, greasy and mouth-watering, people will want to eat a popcorn instantly. So that is how a descriptive essay should be written in detail. Similarly, we are supposed to use a lot of similes and analogies. When I say a simile and an analogy, you are supposed to write a lot of comparisons. This was this and that was that. Similarly, we have this. So you are supposed to write a lot of analogies while writing a descriptive essay in order to make it more authentic, in order to make it more interesting and readable for the readers. And do not describe anything in vague or abstract manner. So for example, when I say it was a good day. So instead of that's a vague example. So instead, if I say the sun was shining brightly and the wind blew across my face, that's explaining in detail. So nothing should be mentioned in an abstract manner or a vague manner. It has to be in a very detailed, explicit and in a very elaborate manner. So the below 2 slides are samples of the descriptive essay which will be useful for the readers. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment to M.O.P Classroom for more such videos.